Hyperinflation jitters in Zimbabwe. Inflation jitters in Zimbabwe. 2 weeks ago, I told you that as I was praying, I saw some spirits coming from heaven, and I saw all of them running up north. I asked the Lord, "What is this thing and where is it going?" He said, "It's a judgment of ZANU-PF. It is going to Harare to cause suffering in Harare." Remember when we spoke about this thing on this channel 2 weeks ago? God did not specify to me what suffering or what it entails. I just saw spirits, and I told you they didn't look like angels, neither did they look like demons. They just looked like strange spirits, and they were all running, like all of them in one direction. And God said, "You're gonna see suffering is gonna start in Harare." 2 weeks after that, today, inflation has hit Zimbabwe, and the currency is losing its value. The Zimbabwean dollar is devaluing very fast. It's now 1 is to 4,000 to the US dollar. It was 1 to 2,000, I think, a few weeks ago. When I was in Zimbabwe last December, it was 1 to 800. So you can see that probably by the end of the year, we can talk about 1 to 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000, who knows? You know, and obviously the election and election results and the things that go around election is going to cause some loss of confidence in the market that would elevate it, that would exacerbate the problem of hyperinflation, currency devaluation, joblessness, industrial closures, economy crashing. I mean, this is just Zimbabwe. We haven't even factored in a global crash. This is just the Zimbabwean one. Imagine if that is compounded by a crash on Wall Street. How will all that play out in Zimbabwe? Is just gonna be a recipe for disaster. So God had said 2 weeks ago that the suffering is coming to ZANU-PF. But we see when the Lord uses code words like ZANU-PF, you might just think that it's my chef Uchete. But ZANU-PF entails Harare. And when I say ZANU-PF or Harare, it entails the people that stay in Harare. Most of the people that live in Harare are ZANU-PF. More than half of them, or at least half of them, are ZANU-PF. And those that make money in Borodale, they are ZANU-PF. They might not be the loudest ones, but they are card carriers of ZANU-PF. They're the beneficiaries of the system, and therefore, when you speak of Harare or when you speak of ZANU-PF, we're really speaking about those guys when they are 4x4s. Okay, hyperinflation is gonna hit them very hard. They're gonna suffer financially, and it's a judgment of the Lord. Therefore, that's why I'm making this video so that you may know that this is what God is saying. Okay, and then another thing that we said 2 weeks ago was that when this thing happens, people are gonna start blaming each other. And God said, "Look no further. It is your president. It is Itim Nangagwa himself." Just go back and see the videos I've been making in the past 5 or 6 or 7 6 or 7 videos ago. I was talking about that they don't say that when the suffering comes to Harare, you will blame each other. He says, look no further. Look at ET. And it's so true because when I check social media, I listen to this ZANU-PF Barakashis, and they are blaming each other. They're not blaming ET. It's only triple C people who know where the blame is. It's ET Mnangagwa, his government must go. But then people are like, yeah, people are corrupt. We people are selfish. It's not you people. It's ET Mnangagwa. It is his policies. God is judging him, and in actual fact, it is the result of his policies, of the result of the money that they steal from the reserve bank and sell in the streets. It's economic mismanagement. Everybody in ZANU-PF knows that, but they are afraid of saying it because, by the way, Mnangagwa is their chief demon. Okay, he's a chief priest of the demon worshippers in Harare, and they do know that they are all in it together. They all know that they're destroying the country together. So they cannot blame their chief demonic leader, Idim Nangako. They cannot blame the chief demon because they themselves are the smaller demons. So the smaller demons cannot say that, oh, it's a big demon. They know that, so they're gonna try to protect the bigger demon, try to blame each other because, well, they are they can be collateral damage, but they don't want to damage it, who is actually the kingpin of sin in Harare. The kingpin of lawlessness in Zimbabwe and Harare is Edim Nangagwa. And the Rakashas and all these enablers find it difficult to pinpoint the truth and speak the truth. But he is our guy here. He's the one that is the one that is to blame. Deep down inside, they do know. But those guys are liars. They live a lie. They will never speak the truth, even if the truth was in front of them. Even if this car is white, they're gonna say it's a red car. They can argue that it's a red car when everybody can see that it's a white car. So you do understand what kind of people you're dealing with. But because of that kind of stubbornness, you know, that obstinate stubbornness is what's gonna cause hyperinflation. It's what's going to cause further and further suffering, pain upon pain, until they admit that holy is God and righteous are his judgments. Okay? And that the country should be free. You understand? Holy is the Lord. Holy is the Lord. Amen.